originally I popped up here. I detected that there may have been a damsel in distress, but it became apparent to me that she was actually mopping the floor with you niggas. I think y'all need to gather your bearings behind such a delivery, man.
Pan-Africanism is about connecting Black people throughout the diaspora beyond our individualistic perspective. It's just that simple. We have Black people in Canada, like I said, Black people in UK, and there's more than just similarities. There's direct connections to our stories. Unfortunately, those direct connections are not exemplified through genealogy, but through scholastic resources such as books, periodicals, videos, data, all these other things, et cetera, you can easily find and create an understanding in yourself, on mind, beyond just what you know is being presented by many people online. You can just look up the Mississippi bubble and literally look at exactly the effect that it had on all of the colonies. When they tell you about colonization, a lot of people come from a region which at that time was largely influenced by one person's running of the entire region. That's what it is. That's why this shit is all, books is all cooked. The books was cooked. And so let me show you that. Yeah, John Law, Money Creation. See, one of the biggest, right here, Scottish too. Everybody, he was Scottish. Went to France, right? Scottish monetary reformer and originator of the Mississippi Scheme for the development of French territories in America. Law, studied mathematics, commerce, and political economy in London. After killing an adversary in a duel, fled to Amsterdam where he studied banking operations. A decade later, he returned to Scotland and wrote his best-known work, Money and Trade, with a proposal for supplying the nation with money. He was scamming the people of France.
And he's right from now. Italy. He died in Italy. He's baptized in Scotland. He's not from Italy.
It literally says that it says where he's from.
But it don't show nothing of him even being in barely
in what
America. And my thing that I keep saying
wait, you cut
this
me
is
off,
nice.
Hold on, why? I'm gonna give you the floor back. There's no reason to cut me off. I'm gonna give you the floor.
Okay.
Mississippi Scheme is not in Iraq. It's not in Chicago. Well, it included Chicago. It's not in New York. Mississippi Scheme was not Florida. This was the Louisiana region, and included Haiti and the other territories. But you're gonna read what he did.
I'm reading.
Law, study, mathematics, blah blah blah. After killing blah blah.
In London, he fled to
After
Amsterdam.
several other rejections, Law received permission to try his plan in France. The French government was heavily in debt as a result of extensive wars of Louis, whatever number. He died at 7, blah, blah, blah. Law's program, which promised to reduce the public debt, blah, blah, blah. Held plea, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. See, all of this here. This is what you want. Once you, I'm not, it says I'm literally talking, you're going to get the floor.
Okay.
You're going to get the floor. Right? Believe that money is a created, look right here, you see y'all? He shared with his mercantilist contemporaries, see, I always bring that up, y'all, a belief that money is a creative force in economic development and that as an increase, its equality would stimulate a larger national product and would increase national power. He differed from mercantilists in looking upon a central bank as an agency for manufacturing money in the form of banknotes that would circulate in place of gold and silver. Come on now. In Paris, Law founded a bank with the authority to issue notes. Later, he combined with his bank the Louisiana Company. Where are most of these people from? The scammer's home. This is where they from. The home and the product of one of the biggest scammers in Europe. Let's continue reading. Which had exclusive privileges to develop the vast French territories in the Mississippi Valley of North America. Law's plan worked well for a few years, but ran afoul of speculative complications and political intrigue, neither of which were directly attributed to Law. As the author of the program Mississippi Bubble, Law was forced to flee France in 1720. This is part, and like we can go in for the development of currency, all of it. Let's talk about Law running.
I'm waiting for him to be in America.
I just showed you. This is America. What are you talking about? This
I
is in America. Mississippi is in America.
They said that he's in
Mississippi,
America.
Louisiana,
it says in
America.
Paris. Look, you just read it. It says in Paris because you skipped some stuff.
Look, development of French territories in America.
Exactly, but it says in Paris, Law founded a bank. It doesn't say in Louisiana he founded it.
No, hold on. Why don't you just listen?
I'm reading it.
No, why don't you listen at the same time?
I'm listening.
Law found. Oh my goodness, this is why I said just let me. Why don't look at this? I'm gonna listen to you, and then you listen to me.
I listen.
I'm gonna present information that backs my source. If not, I'll give you the floor. Then you can present your information.
It's the same. We're reading the same thing. I'm just.
I know, but you're cutting me off while I'm speaking. I don't want to do that to you. That's not a fair and healthy exchange.
All right.
So, Law founded this, like I've been saying from the beginning, in France. He ran the colonies throughout. Let me just pull it up, y'all. John Law.
I'm just trying
in
to
17, look. I got y'all. All right, let's see. Everybody refer to this
I talked about the Code Noir.
Nobody said you didn't. Nobody said you didn't.
I did talk about that.
Nobody said you didn't. Hold on. Wait. I'm gonna pull up. Let me see. All right. Law was convinced that Louisiana would be rich with natural resources that would make the French government wealthy. To attract settlers, Law advertised gold and precious stones. He said he would be found in Arkansas, and his company spread rumors about the wealth of the Louisiana area. This was all to make money in stocks. Stock in Law's company quickly increased. You see? So what I'm showing y'all is that the region where it was at, the Africans who were brought there, the treatment of indigenous people.
And it's about to confirm what I said.
Oh my goodness.
Next sentences, keep reading.
What part of, I'm gonna give you the floor.
Keep reading. No, it's about to confirm what I just said.
I don't even know why I don't know how you said
I'm
weird,
interested.
Right?
No, I'm interested.
You can read it if you want. My voice is hoarse. Here, you gotta read it.
Okay. Stock in Law's company quickly increased, though few were eager to leave France.
My bad. Let me zoom in for everybody. My bad. Yeah, I zoomed it in there.
Few were eager to leave France to settle in Louisiana. Law recruited prisoners and bought slaves to send to the colony himself. To populate his own concession, Law personally paid the expenses of 200 German families, though they never reached the settlement, choosing instead to settle closer to New Orleans after later hearing of Law's bankruptcy. these Germans that he paid to go there on his dime. Does it say he was there? No, they heard of his bankruptcy, which means he probably was not there with them.
I never said that what we're showing you is, what I'm showing you is the people, is that the region, New Orleans, is French colony. The entire region happened in that area.
I said we agree
Like
on that.
the Mississippi bubble is about the corporation and the creation of stocks and how he solicited it to Europeans.
Exactly. Scamming other white people.
I literally, people. I don't know. So we agree on this.
I've been saying we agreed on that. I never disagreed. This confirmed the same thing I've been saying. Few wanted to settle in Louisiana. Only 200 German families that he paid the expenses to go. And they end up going to New Orleans. What point
does this, because what I'm showing you is that how this backs my point is that I'm showing you.
It can back your point. We agree.
Are you used to cutting people off like this when they talk?
I'm saying we agree.
So this was a scam. So this is why y'all see many people coming from this region now talking about the issues there that they have with reclassification, loss of land rights. Because many of the black people Africans who did get brought to this region during the fall of Law's company, there was nobody there to regulate. They dipped. The French did not have the same type of colonial structure as the rest. And their financial woes and decisions went on to create a space for Haiti to win its independence. And this independence would spark a movement in black people throughout the diaspora, because Haiti also backed black people wherever they could. And so our push and connectivity, we're looking to ourselves from the African Union. See, in the Northeast, we were well-established African Union 1700s. We had people who were creating spaces to connect black people throughout the diaspora. This is well documented.
Where are the documents? I don't see anything about Africans on this. Where is the Africans?
This is literally talking about, there's my point again. I'm showing y'all that the French colony to which she comes from, to which her family lost land in, is largely due to the mismanagement and scamming of the white person who established it in France, John Law.
I can't agree with that one.
I don't need you to agree. You have to argue it. You have to show a source to debate it.
You're not showing me. There's nothing about the indigenous people or African people in this whole thing.
So you got the floor. We're going to mute up, and you can say, watch how we do it. We're going to show you how it's done. So you can present your information and watch us shut the fuck up.
I've already said all this. You just confirmed everything I said. They only sent 200 German families that they paid the expenses, like I said earlier. A lot of times they were claiming land that they did not settle in. But there were people that were there already. Y'all are not talking about Choctaw history at all when y'all talking about this. So that's the missing link. I don't see anything about Africans. I would like to know where the Africans are in New Orleans, right, in this situation. Because it seems like it's Europeans scamming Europeans, like I said, who didn't even settle there. They just sent some random Germans there.
Who is your chief?
Why do y'all keep asking me random questions? I have ancestors from New Orleans at that time that y'all are talking, 1720. I have ancestors in New Orleans. I'm looking at an ancestor from 1505. I have Choctaw ancestry. I have French ancestry. I have English ancestry. So we
You
supposed
gonna
to be
show
talking
us
about
one source?
we supposed to be talking about I can show it right now. Let me show you.
Come on, we've been waiting for like 2
I can
hours.
show y'all kept saying y'all don't want to see my family. I'm looking at it right now while I'm talking to y'all. So
I gotta come in because you wouldn't interrupt Chief Sky Eagle, but you've been doing, what I mean, the STEM guy wrong all night.
so this is 1505. Y'all still gonna discredit it, but I mean it's here. This is my ancestry. This is 1505. And this is in Berkshire, England. And this is my 14th grandfather. Can y'all see this? 14th great grandfather.
Yeah, we see.
Okay. And this goes down. I can go to France. Let me see if I can go to the map.
This on your mother's side or your father's side?
That's my dad's maternal side.
So are you related to King James also?
Probably.
There we go.
Wait. That's your 14th grandfather. How? Show us the proof. Like you just pull up a picture.
A picture in the 1500s? I don't know, pictures in the 1500s.
No, I said I'm not to cut you off. Can you explain what we're looking at?
This is my 14th great grandfather. This is the whole line. I am related to George Washington through this man. Gilbert Arnold is a slave I told y'all about that I found. This is his picture. From Slidell, St. Tammany, Louisiana, from Georgia, like I said. His mother was Katawa. I think he fought in the Civil War. Let me see. It has his U.S. census right here. Louisiana compound, marriage index.
Is he Choctaw?
No, he's Katawa from Georgia. His mom is Katawa. And his dad is white. His dad is Major Ripley Arnold. He has a statue in Fort Worth. He was called the father of Fort Worth, and he helped to colonize Fort Worth. He goes back to George Washington. Let me see. I found out I was related to George Washington on 4th of July, 2020, which was crazy. Let's see here.
So you related to all these Europeans and you ain't related to not one African.
Sadly, I can't find one. Like I said, I've been trying to find one since I started this journey. Let's see, family tree. Let me see here. Where's the map? Because that just makes it easier. Let's see. Oh wow, I didn't even know I had that. That's fire.
Can I ask you?
See, they keep
You're not
they're
you're not
steadily adding
biracial though, right?
more.
You're not biracial though,
I
right?
said that earlier. I'm not biracial. All these white people don't start until like 4 or 5 generations back. Let me see. Where in the heck is the map at? I have a program for y'all out there that want to actually get through these blocks like I had to struggle and do before I got to talking. Let me see. Dang,
So
it used to
both of
be
your
easy to
parents.
find the map.
Yeah, you could talk and look at the same. So both of your parents are from the Choctaw Nation.
My mother's paternal side is Choctaw. My dad's maternal side is Choctaw. And my mom's maternal is Cherokee from Alabama. My dad's paternal is Creole, so it's a mixture of. That's where all the white people are at. My dad's paternal
But
side.
seven. I want to make sure she got the floor.
I can't
She
find
gonna
the
tell
map.
me, they gonna like we all going back and forth. Like, let her, show us what she got. Read on, sis.
Search. I'm trying to find the map. They changed stuff. I don't want to mess it up. But I've been working on this for a very, very long time. Oh, this is my ancestors. George Darby. There's a street in New Orleans named after my Darby ancestors, which I think is pretty fire because they were black millionaires. Let me see. In New Orleans. Where in the heck is the map on this thing? See, I just usually go on my phone and it's easy, but I can't find the map too. But I guess I'll just go down another line. So this goes down forever. This is the 1500s. Colonel. This is, I think, George Washington's grandfather or something. Mary Ball is George Washington's mother. And he's my first cousin 10 generations back.
This is my last question. I'm off of this, Q, to it.
Boom.
But you
That's
know,
him
when
right
Q
there.
show us the genealogy and how you showing it right now, it be more people on the tree. And like how the 1967 said, there's a lot of ancestors missing on that tree. Is this just a partial, or is this something that you put together yourself?
You asking me or are you asking somebody else?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
This is I went, because I remembered the name of my oldest ancestor, so I started with him. I searched his name, and now it's going backwards. Down till it gets to me. So this is George Washington. He is it'll show you. In here, my relation, where is it? My first cousin 10 generations back. So Mary Ball is his mother. Mary Ball is my ninth great grandmother's sister. So my ninth great grandmother is George Washington's aunt, because he didn't have kids, so he doesn't have direct descendants. But you can see how it goes. So Mary Ball, and then it goes to Colonel George Washington, blah, blah, blah. It keeps going back until it gets to Major Ripley Arnold, who I talked about, who has a statue. And then it goes to Gilbert Arnold, which is, as you can see, we thought he was Asian at first. And that's why we started digging, because his mother's last name is Chin, but we found out that that's actually his grandmother. That's not his actual mother's name. I got that confused, but this what he looked like. Katawa Indian. He lived to be 100 and something. I think 103. Breaks it down. My family has done a lot of the work. Married 3 times, first wife, Nicey Foster. There's a lot of information on us. So I don't know if you want to, whatever you want to call him. I don't know what you want to call him, but he was a slave. But he actually killed a man. And see, they have some of the documents. He killed a man. They had a reward out for him. Let me see. Whereas it appears by information received by me that Gilbert Arnold stands charged with the murder of David Hoover, which I believe is probably a white man, in Leake
What did they
County.
classify him as in this paper?
I've seen him classified as a couple different things, but on this paper it doesn't say anything, I don't think. Let me see. In Leaks County, and is still at large. His mother, they have a story that his grandmother actually paid for him to flee Georgia, and that's where he ended up in Louisiana. Now, therefore, I, John J. Pettis, governor of the state of Mississippi, do offer the above reward for the arrest and delivery of the said Gilbert Arnold to the sheriff of Leake County, and I do moreover require all officers of this state to be diligent in their efforts to arrest said fugitive, given under my hand and the great seal of the state affixed at Jackson this 13th day of July. And then it says, I am of the sovereignty of the state, the 44th, by the governor. So the governor was after my uncle. It says, about 35 years old, 6'2", or 3 inches high, swarthy complexion, which is how they describe the indigenous people. Stoops little in walking, auburn hair, sandy whiskers, weighs 175 or 198 pounds. And
Swarthy. Swarthy is how they describe dark Europeans, which you did already show that you came from that lineage. So it's not necessarily saying that he was a native.
But his mother was indigenous and his dad was white. So his dad wasn't a white European. They say George Washington was white European, a Huguenot. I don't know. I can't prove that, but I have a picture of him because he's not that old. He's from the 1833. So he ended up in Slidell, St. Tammany Parish, which is where a lot of my family is from for hundreds of years. They talk about him getting married later in life, but he started off as a slave of his dad's family, and then he was sent off because he killed somebody. He still lived to 100 some years old. So
Now,
that's
now I'm just look at it like I'm a child and the outside looking in, and what you just showed us right now. As me, and this is a class, and Q is a teacher, the principal, the janitor, everything. So what I'm gonna, you never showed your Indian side. All I see is Europeans.
he's not European. He's half European, but his mother is not on this record. I have to get my book. I don't claim him to be indigenous, but I do know that in our family book he's Katawa. He's not the indigenous person that I talk about. Let me go and see here. It took me a very long time to find these people. Let's see here.
Even what you showing us,
Actually,
and
I
what,
think he has a record as an Indian, but I have not been on here in a long time. Because when they classify people as Indian, they put I in the census. Let me see if it actually shows up. I might have to subscribe again because it's been a minute. It's probably be an old one. Let me see.
so could you show me your grandmother's mother and her
Grandmother,
mother?
Carthage.
Because you said they was
Which one?
Choctaw on your mother's side. Because you said everybody on your daddy's side is Europeans, lady.
No, not everybody on my dad's side. Just on my
And
dad's
you done went
paternal.
from the
A
first
few.
president, George Washington. You had me like
A
we was in
few.
church when you read the scripture, your best scripture. You came out with your best scriptures, but we want to see the darkness.
This is dark. Is he
No,
not
that's
dark?
swarthy. That's swarthy.
Well, guess what? I don't know what. I don't have a whole lot of pictures of my people, but he looked pretty dark to me. I don't know about y'all, but okay. Let's see here. Clarice Blunt.
Yeah, I just want to see if they classify your your grandmother and great
I
grandmother,
feel
if
like
they
he would.
mother and father was classified as Choctaws, or that's what I
It's
want to
my
see.
grandfather's. Um, my grandfather's great grandfather. So let me go on my mom's side.
And you seeing how you showing this chart right now, your genealogy. If when Q bring up the chart, the tree, you missing like about 1,500 people.
No, this is just one line, like I said. So it is Johnson. I think. Let me look up to this, and I had to take his name and go to the. I had to get it out of the scrolls. See, now y'all getting all my personal information. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to go back to. I'm very transparent. I mean, people tell me I'm not supposed to be sharing all this information. So this is my my grandmother's father, who we had to find
Okay.
do the DNA to make sure that was her dad.
And his name is Monroe L. Park.
Monroe Parker.
Yeah. You my cousin. We gonna take a DNA test. I'm gonna find out you my cousin in Mississippi. I know you.
Well, you're gonna find out a lot of people then, because I did a lot of research.
Ain't
I've
none
done
of
a
them
lot of
Indian.
genealogy.
Ain't none of them.
Well, Sarah Carter. I don't know about. I haven't looked. We just got the information from Monroe Parker. I'm pretty sure he's probably. They've been in Louisiana for a long time. I mean, Alabama. So Sarah, Carter.
So what did it classify Monroe Parker as?
He's classified as black because he's American.
What's up, man? Wait. Go back.
Yeah, they're all they're classified as
Huh?
black.
No, because some of them was Indian, and you said some was. So everybody up, you showed the Europeans was classified as Europeans.
No, they weren't.
What was they classified as?
What's his name? The one I told you was Katawa and half
No,
white.
because you
He is
started.
considered
Listen,
black.
you started from you. Y'all came from British. The British. Then you came, and then you talked about George Washington and the
I don't
thing.
know
Now,
what color they were. I don't know
then
what
when we
color those
come
people
and
were.
I asked you who is your grandmother, brother, who is they daddy, and you just showed Monroe Parker, and he's classified as what again?
I said my grandfather is. All my people are classified as black. I said that, but they are in the Choctaw rolls as 100% Choctaw. So Will Tillis. It is. I know Sarah Carter is Cherokee. She's like 1/16 or something like that. But I have to take his name and put it in the rolls. So it's the Johnson side. Johnny Johnson, and it's his dad who's full-blooded
Now,
Choctaw.
okay, I got one more
Henry
question for
Johnson.
you. Now, these how you showing these? What years is this? Like, okay, what is like? Okay, we see the
This is
first.
third generation, third great
Okay,
grandparents.
okay.
This is early. It's like mid 1800s.
So, and then you said you went back all the way to the 1500s. I heard you earlier. I'm an elephant. I listen very well. So could you show us the one who was in the 1500s and who was
That's
they?
what I started with.
Oh, you started with George Washington
Yeah.
in the 1500s.
This is a land record. Choctaw. Boom.
I
Hello.
got you.
Hello. This is his land records. I'm glad I'm going back to find this because this is how we found our land in Mississippi.
That's how we found Monroe. I told you, Monroe Parker. We know that. That's a black man. Huh?
Hey, y'all can call him whatever you want to. I mean, it doesn't matter to me,
Rest
but
in peace of my uncle Monroe from Louisiana. Yeah,
no,
a
my
lot of
Monroe
Monroe
Parker
French
is
names
from
coming out of there.
Alabama. Mine is from Alabama.
Oh,
It
okay.
won't
My
let me see
granddaddy was from
these.
Alabama.
It won't let me see the
Yeah, my
land
granddaddy
records.
was from Alabama. Yeah.
View record, General Land Office. I
So
got
see,
those
now this is what
records.
we mean by sources, not sorcery. Now you done had your time to show your
These
little,
are
what's
sources.
going on.
It's
But when
not
we ask
little.
for,
This is big.
no, I'm
It's
not
not
saying it even
little.
that. Yeah, it's big. George Washington, the apple off the tree.
I didn't
Now
say
what we
George
saying
Washington
is,
was big. I'm saying all my ancestors are
what
big.
we saying is, when I asked you the one question, it was like, could you show your Indian side? And then when you say it, and then it's classifying the person as being black. But then you come and try to rebuttal me like, oh, everybody. Well, I said we
I
part of
said
this
that from
nation. Yeah,
jump.
no,
I
I know, I
said that from
understand that.
jump.
I understand that. But when it says something about the European or the white, it classifies them as white. When it says something
I
else
didn't
about
say that
a
either.
Native American, it will say that this person is a Native American.
That 1505 ancestor does not have a race category. So I don't know what that is.
So
I
they
don't know
could have
what
been
he
white,
is. He could have
African.
been
They could
white
have been
European. He could have
African.
been black European. He could have been anything. But all I know is his name, when he was born, and okay, boom. I'm glad I take notes. So I
Okay.
have Jesse and John
Well, I
Johnson.
did my part, dead air. Gonna get her. Rollo was the hold up. I'm gonna sit back and listen.
So this is how you look up your ancestor. You have to know their names. If you go to the Choctaw Nation talking about I have 1% Native American, they are going to laugh at you. So I have, it is Johnny Johnson. And some of y'all, if y'all actually know your ancestors from this time, then they might be on this thing too. So what I have to do, I take my ancestor, the name, and I have to transfer it to here, the Choctaw Nation, because they were classifying themselves. They were registered in the Choctaw Rolls, and some of us also registered as American citizens. So they were taking the census, but they were also considered Choctaw. So this is Henry Johnson, and then from my understanding, I have a Jesse Johnson, which is his brother. Let's see. That's my grandpa, LJ. See, I'll give y'all. See, this, a lot of people do not actually show y'all their actual genealogy, because you're really not supposed to, but it's too late now. So there's Henry Johnson, there's Johnny Johnson, there is Mary Johnson. So you can go scroll Jesse Johnson. That's Jesse. Trying to find Mary. I think she's on here. And but yeah, so this is basically what you have to do. And I have the same thing for my grandmother's side. So I see Johnny Johnson. I just took a screenshot of this, but yeah. I don't know why I see. Oh, there it is. I've been looking for this the whole time. John Johnson. Boom. John Johnson, Jesse Johnson. Then, and this is what they asked you. They asked you for your number, your roll number. So I gave them my roll number, which they were not happy about because I'm not supposed to know this. 1981 for John Johnson. And 1680 for Jesse Johnson. So that's what they are. Choctaw peoples. And this is Will Tillis. I'm not sharing anymore, am I? Let me see. Who is 100%. I think it's this one.
Okay, Rolla, what's up? My last question before Q come on. Why you don't believe in the DNA testing?
I do believe in DNA tests. I told you that's how I figured out who Monroe Parker, how we're related.
No, but you said your sister
William
when she
Tillis,
listen.
1649.
No,
Choctaw
earlier you
blood.
said when your sister take it, it keeps saying she's from a different African nation or whatever you said. So you and your sister have different.
1 year she was 50% Nigerian, no Kenyan, a bunch of random places in Europe. The next year she was 50% did I say Nigerian first?
Mm-hmm.
1 year was Nigerian, then the very next year it was Kenyan. And she argued me down the first year because she was like, "Oh no, I'm going to Nigeria. I am Nigerian." Da, da, da. Okay, I'm like, whatever. I did the work too. I mean, that's fine, but I want to know who. Then the very next year, it say she 50% Kenyan, no Nigerian at all whatsoever. And to me, that was very disrespectful. And after that, she was like, "Okay, well, shit, somebody lying." Because you can't just jump like that. That don't make sense. So it's not me not believing in it. It's me actually doing the work so I don't have to believe in anything. Me and my sister did the work, and she's a lawyer. A lot of this about law. I have a document of one of my ancestors in 1700s articulating the fallacies of race. I feel like I wrote a note of it. And the level of English he writing better than the English I'm writing today. Very educated people. And so I'm not going to disrespect my ancestors by pretending like I don't know what I know.
So
If
when
I can
she,
find them,
one question. So y'all have the same parents?
we have both the same parents.
So you telling me when she took her DNA test, okay, we just gonna cut out. It showed her having ancestry in West Africa, Central Africa. When you took your DNA
I
test,
didn't take it. I don't want people
oh, but
knowing my DNA.
so
I
you
don't
didn't
want
take
people
it
to
at
have my
all.
DNA. No, I did not do that.
That's what I said. So you
Sarah
don't
Carter.
so your sister went to seek the truth, but you don't want to believe it. You still
I
want
went
to
to seek the truth.
no, because seeking the truth is giving up that swab.
Tell that to Henrietta Lacks when
Come
she
on,
didn't get compensated from any of her DNA, and they taking y'all DNA, and some of y'all got Henrietta
fallacy.
Lacks DNA. It's not a fallacy. They want to collect your DNA so they can make. There's a 23andMe. The owner of 23andMe has a patent for basically a build a baby program where they take DNA and they can choose, okay, I want my child to have blue eyes. I want my child to have muscles. I want my child to be this tall. She owns the patent for that. And her sister is the CEO of YouTube. So who is promoting 23andMe 23andMe DNA? YouTube. They're related. I've done my research. I don't know why I waste my time. Sarah Carter. Okay, this is my ancestor, Cherokee by blood. Lula Carter. That's not a common name, right? Lula Carter. Sarah Carter. Okay, these are my ancestors. This is not white people's last names. These are my ancestors. Sarah Carter. You can see her right here. And let's see. Where is her mother? Lula Gray, who became Lula Carter. Dan Carter is also, from my understanding, in the scrolls. Okay. Let's see if Daniel's in here too. Let's see. People don't do this. I did the work so I can do this. Sarah Carter, Lula Carter. Okay, let's see. Is Daniel up here? And this is literally from talking to my grandmother.
So when your
Okay.
sister took the DNA test and stuff, did she find any of her other cousins that might have took the test in Texas and in Alabama and New York and stuff?
No.
Nobody.
No. I believe in DNA for that. Yeah, for your blood relatives, absolutely. But for a
And
continent, for a
no,
percentage
no,
of
no,
a
wait, wait, wait,
continent,
wait, wait, wait.
no.
So you telling me no? What? So she didn't find nobody she was related to in America?
She found my cousin, who we know is our cousin, our direct cousin.
Oh, wait. So it works for America and not overseas. So what is the science on that? How can it would just
Um,
work in America?
it works to tell you who your relatives are. If it told me who my African relatives were, I would be like, oh, awesome, let's go and visit. Let's visit. But to the idea that it can give you a percentage of a place based on your DNA doesn't make sense. It can't tell me where I'm. DNA cannot tell me where I am right now. How can it give me a percentage of where my ancestors came from? That isn't. How can you be 50% from a place? That makes no sense. That doesn't make sense. This right here makes sense. This right here, I can go. I don't know if y'all are still looking at what I'm looking at, because it says Cherokee by blood. Doesn't say Freedman. It says Cherokee by blood. Okay. I can go
You gotta
here.
make it
I
bigger
can
because we
look at.
can't see it. You gotta make
I
it bigger.
Well, I don't know if I can make it bigger.
Because the
I
first
don't
one you
think I can
showed,
be.
like when we went to the Monroe, he was classified as black.
I can't. I don't think I can make this bigger.
Yeah, Roe Park
I
was
feel like y'all just
classified as
don't want to
black.
see. I feel like y'all just don't want to see it. It's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. This says Cherokee by blood. Y'all can zoom in on whatever device you're on. It says Sarah Carter. I never did. I never said Monroe Parker was anything other than whatever. I haven't done the genealogy to find how. Like, he goes back pretty far. He goes back to the Forbes, but I haven't looked him up in the scrolls. But I could. I was waiting for her to do the DNA test to make sure that was her actual dad before I started doing all that work for nothing. But that is her dad. But Sarah Carter, Lula Carter. My grandmother's name is Lula. She's named after her great grandmother. That's why I can find this name. She knows. Oh, my grandmother, her name was Lula. Her surname was Carter. Okay, let me look up Lula Carter. Carter.
So
Boom.
you have
Cherokee by blood.
one question. You have no relatives named like Wounded Knee or nothing like that, or Little
That's
Bull.
play. That's play.
No, that's not
That is
play. You know
that
why
is
that's
their indigenous name. That's not that
no, that's it.
their
Let me
indigenous
take.
name.
You can go pull
And
it up.
and y'all are
This is what
talking.
I.
Y'all are also
Wait
talking
a
about
minute.
northern
One
indigenous
second.
people.
One second. One second.
You could pull up
Because
whatever.
I have a
I'm
one
looking at the
second. One second.
rolls.
Hold on. I have a cousin that's half Native American. Her father's name is Wounded Knee Dio Campo. Been alive my whole life. I'm 47 now. He been in Vallejo, California, protesting all this.
And
That's how
show
we
me
knew.
that in the
This is
Cherokee
this
rolls
is how I
with
knew the
under that
difference. Listen,
name.
one second. This is how I knew the difference when I was growing up between black and Native Americans. How we was different and stuff. Me growing up, understanding and knowing that how he done told us the stories of how this white man came and all the other stuff. And I know the difference. My cousin, blood. Her father name is Wounded Knee Dio Campo. Go look him up right
From
now.
where? From where?
Vallejo, is you listening? Vallejo, California. Been protesting for years. I never heard of you.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
but what I'm saying
California.
though,
In Mississippi. In
oh no, my
Mississippi.
grandmama is from Mississippi. This is what I'm trying to tell you. My grandmama is from Mississippi.
What's her name?
When you said what you said about the Choctaws and all that, my children's mother, yeah, when you were saying that whole thing, she was like, yeah, they were slaves walking on there.
What's her
When
name?
Renee came on, listen, when Renee came on and told you about the Choctaw cards and all this other, the percentage of the blood and all, she was saying the truth because my children had them cards.
Yeah,
But they
and
they were the
I'm
slave.
saying the
Listen,
truth.
listen. The reason why, because they grandparents and great grandparents was slaves of the Choctaws.
It's Choctaw. It's really Choctaw, but I just showed y'all Choctaw by blood, Cherokee by blood. Y'all want to pretend to not be able to see it. I showed you the name. I showed you the ancestry. Y'all claim I want to see records. These are records that most people that's talking like I'm talking cannot even show you if they wanted to. I did the work. I showed it to you. Y'all still want to pretend like y'all don't see it. It's okay. But
You
at the
show.
end
Why
of
are
the
you
day,
saying pretend? We asked you to present it. He
I
was just
pretend.
dialoguing with you.
I
Nobody
pretend. I
interrupted you.
presented
So
it.
no, so please don't say these things.
No, he's
'Cause that's
saying
completely.
like these names are like
But
show me
he
a
and
dancing
y'all.
rabbit foot. No, everybody don't go by that
No, I
everywhere.
asked a question. I said, "What? It's not one in there." I asked for
Yo,
one. I
seven
didn't
six,
say
but seven.
many of them.
That's why I was like the seven. That's why I
No, I
said, for
said
example,
no.
we already know you.
I got you, Q.
Yeah,
You
because
already
you know
know.
what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to give nobody that room to be even say that. Like, look, you got the floor. Nobody interrupting you. You can't say nobody pushing back or accepting nothing. You just got to present us with your info.
Well, this is what I got right here. I created this right here for my people. For my people who want to do the work. Can y'all see this? Ancestral alignment bundle. This is the process. Okay, yeah. This is the process. This is the process. I show
This for free. Wait a
my
minute. This for
14th.
free, or you got to pay for it?
You gotta pay for it.
Oh my snake sale. Oh, I'm gone.
You have
I'm
to
off
pay
the panel and everything.
$37.
Roll up with the whole.
$37. That's crazy. I paid a genealogist $300 to basically copy the genealogical work that I had already done and sent it back to me. I paid him $300 today. I'm like, sir, you just gave me the same stuff I just gave you. What are you talking about? So $37, that's crazy. So anyways, I have questionnaires that I've created with all the questions that I asked my ancestors, just like I asked y'all questions, simple questions. These are the same simple questions I asked my grandparents and the elders. Sometimes your aunts know certain things that your grandparents don't know, because sometimes your grandparents moved like my grandparents did. elder questionnaire, all kinds of different questions where I was able to get all this information. I have a list of records, like I just showed y'all, records, locations, checklists to go through to put into Ancestry once you start asking these questions. And then I have worksheets so you can get through these blocks that we have, these ideas that we cannot go far in our genealogy, the same ideas I had, in the websites. People don't do that. People are not giving you this information. So I'm not just, like I said, I'm not just talking. I'm not bragging or anything. I did the work. I did the work to create this. It took me a long time to create this, to sit there and create this for people to do, because I'm passionate about it. My grandpa died just last year, and had I not took the time to actually ask him questions the last few years of his life, I still to this day would not know who I am really. He wouldn't even know who he was, because I had to do the research to break down to him that this story that you told me where you're looking at Indians in teepees from your house is because you were on a reservation. You were Choctaw. That's your people. But because they're lighter skinned and they have straight hair, they get to be Choctaw and you don't. And that's unfortunate. So that's just what it is. That's ancestralalignmentacademy.com. I'm all about ancestral alignment, getting aligned with your ancestors, whether they're from Africa, America, wherever they're from. And yeah, I encourage everybody to know who your people are. I'm always interested. Like when he's showing me pictures of his family, that's interesting to me. So, yeah. That's just what it is. 10 years of work. 10 years of due diligence. So I'm not giving no excuses. I'm not making no excuses. I would love to know about y'all people. So I'm about to interview my grandma again. She's trying to write a book. 90 years old. So I plan to do that before she dies. So I gotta hurry up. She's 90 years old.
All right.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I just gotta say one thing, then I'm gonna pass it to Q. If you got to go back 10 generations, by definition, whoever you found 10 generations back is not your first cousin.
Yes, it's my first cousin. It says first cousin.
No, in order for it to be your first cousin, y'all have to share the same grandparents, and y'all of the same generation. Y'all of the same generation.
We do have the same grandparents. We have the same great grandparents, but for example, because that used to confuse me. My cousin is my aunt's child, right? That's your cousin, right? Am I right?
Yeah, your cousin is your aunt.
My auntie's child.
Your aunt or your uncle.
Boom. My ninth great grandmother is George Washington's auntie.
Yeah,
my ninth great grandmother. Yeah, that's first cousin. My ninth great grandmother is his mother's sister. That's first cousins, but it's just 10 generations back. That's how that works.
No, not quite. No, that would. I'm not saying that wouldn't make you cousins per se, like distant cousins though.
It's first cousins.
That is my direct. Cousins,
no, it's for distant cousin is like a distant cousin is, for example, my grandpa's brother, right? His children. My grandpa's brother's children. That's a distant cousin. This is my great grandmother's sister's child. That is my first cousin, 10 generations back.
All right, give me one.
Trust me, it took me a while, but that's what it is. It's the same thing. It's just 10 generations back.
just happened.
I'm almost married. I'm almost related to Marie Laveau. I don't know if y'all have heard of Marie Laveau from New Orleans, but my direct great grandmother is her stepmother because her dad had like 4 or 5 wives, and yeah, I encourage anybody like to do their genealogy. There's so many stories. Like, it's just sad. We deserve to have those stories. I mean, I love talking about my ancestors all the time, and because they deserve to be talked about. They've done great things already. Like, that's amazing. I'm proud of my ancestors.
Yeah, it says right here, a first cousin is related to another by sharing a set of grandparents. Second cousins share great grandparents. Third cousins share great great grandparents, and so forth and so forth. That's why I said if you
Exactly.
got to go back that far, they're not your first cousins.
Yes, we share a
That's what I was saying. Like,
grandparent. We
so
share
that would make
grandparents
you
10 generations back. Search 10 times
right.
removed.
That wouldn't make you first cousins.
Yes, his first cousin 10 times removed.
Okay, give me a
That's
second.
what it says. That's what it says. That's what it means. I don't know why you're trying to disqualify my people. I really didn't care to be related to the man, no way. But I mean, that's just what
I
it
didn't
is.
I didn't even say you wasn't. I'm not even I'm not even challenging you or whether or not you related to him. I'm just letting you know that wouldn't be your first cousin. Is all
It
I'm
is
saying.
my first cousin. It says it clear as day, and it literally is. It literally is my first cousin. I wouldn't be saying it if it wasn't, because I didn't care to claim him. Like I said, George Washington. It says it literally shows you how
Will we agree?
first
Will we agree that?
cousin.
Will we agree that each grandparent is a generation? Will we agree that? Will we agree there? Each grandparent represents a generation.
Yeah. 10
Right.
generations
And here
back.
go the
That's what
chart
I
right here.
said.
Yeah.
First
And here go
cousin.
the chart right here. I'll make it a little bit bigger if I can. Yeah, I can.
Exactly. You
One second.
proving my point. Go, keep going. Boom. That's George Washington right there. First cousin, 10 times
Huh?
removed. You don't see that on the right?
Okay. Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this. Now I can show
10th,
you.
10th grandparent, first cousin. Okay. All right.
Okay, boom. Now let me show you just so we are clear.
Okay. Second
Let me show you.
generation. Second.
I don't know if you can see it.
Okay.
You gotta. I don't know how to let it go
What you
in, but
showing me? Are you sharing your screen? Are you sharing your screen?
yes,
Okay.
it clearly says first cousin, 10x removed. That's the same thing.
Okay.
10 generations back.
All right.
We have the same grandmother, 10 generations back.
Okay. All right. I had that mixed up. Okay.
Yeah, I've done the work.
Okay.
I
I
have
stand corrected.
done the work.